How you guys doing? Too bad I can't see you. We're gonna sit on the edge of the chair and we kind of move from side to side and find our center and feel how the weight goes from one foot to the next and from one hip to the next. And then we're gonna start rolling back and forward really nice and easy. So I'm not sure how today's class is gonna go. I kind of, in my mind, I wanted to acknowledge Schubie's 15 years. Look at me. And celebrate with you guys. Because this is the last time you're gonna see him. And I didn't want to make it sad, I wanted to make it heavy, but look at me, I can't even hold my tears. So, wish wash, and we're gonna roll forward and back. And we're gonna take our fingers out. And everything that I do today, I'm kind of thinking about Schubie, how he would stretch his legs and maybe his clothes and come back. And extend. And come back. So Saturday morning the vet will come here and we're going to try and make it as comfortable as it can be. And the next time you come to the sitting bones, go ahead and lift your arms up to 60 degrees, and again stretch your fingers on your palm and exhale, and again stretch up and out, palms up and relax, and stretch and show the paws or the palms. Thank God it all starts with a P. And relax. And stretch. And the base of your hand, push them out. And relax. And lift. And press. And relax. And lift. And press and relax and press and relax. We're going to bring one wrist in towards the mouth as if we're about to lick it, and we're going to pass by and relax it. And we're going to bring the other wrist up, 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 up. Roll it behind the head and relax it. And wrist. And roll. And relax it. And lift. And roll. And relax it. And wrist. Try to lift the ribs and the elbow, but stay relaxed. And wrist. And up. And relax it. One more time on each side. And wrist and up and relax it. The next time you lift your wrist, as you lift your arm, you're going to turn to the side as you relax it. So we have rotation. Lift, lick your palm and rotate and relax it. Inhale, very, very relaxed, as if you had a string here and you're lifting it, you're licking it, and you're turning to the other side, to the open side, and up, and up, and relax, and up, and relax. Let's lift again the same way, and now instead of going to the same side, as we come up, we will rotate to the opposite side, and down, and up, and rotate to the opposite side, and down. So I lift my right arm, and I'm going to turn to the left. I lift my left hand, arm, and I'm going to rotate to the right. And I think I'm going to put the fan a little bit faster. Sorry about that. And up, and rotate, and up, and rotate, and up, and rotate, and up. What else did I learn from Schubie? I learned that he can drop his spine and leave his shoulder blades behind. So we're going to put our hands right over the knees. We're going to lean forward, and we're going to drop the spine. Maybe I'm going to do it to the side so it's going to be clearer. So we're leaning forward, and the shoulder blade stays in the back, and the spine goes forward. And I notice that my elbows bend a little bit when I go forward, and that's okay. If I were to try to do it with my elbow straight, it would put a lot of strain on my ribs. So go ahead and soften the elbows. So you're leaning forward, and you're dropping the spine, and you allow the shoulder blades to stick in the back. And back. And now we're going to go back to the rounding, and which is the opposite of what we just did. Allow the spine to round, and then take it all the way forward and allow it to sink forward and arch. And allow your head and your focus to move from 60 degrees up above the horizon to maybe 60 degrees or more even, all the way to your belly button when you're rounding. And sink the spine and lift the eyes above the horizon and round. Good, lovely. We're going to stretch one leg forward, and we'll bring it back. So you stick the heel forward and bring it back, and forward and back. You can support yourself holding the chair, and forward and back, forward and back. Take the leg forward And now with your hands, press on the chair and try to get the leg even further out, allowing the hip to move. And bring the hip back, bring the leg back, and stretch the leg even more with the hip. And coming back. And extend the hip and the leg. And come back. And extend the hip and the leg from the heel and the hip. And coming back. And extend. And come back. And bring the leg bending down. And stretch the other leg. And now we'll see if this hip will take us forward. And coming back. And forward. And coming back. And forward. And forward. And coming back. And forward. And coming back. Good. Let's just break the routine a little bit by going pa-pum, 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 pa-pum. It's the heels, just the heels. Get a little bit of movement. Ta-tum, 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 ta-tum. Okay. Back with the hands on the chair. I'm really supporting myself. Stretch the right leg. Go forward with the hip and the leg. And now take the right arm up forward, the left hand back, and stretch up and open the ribs. Maybe even lean to the back a little bit. Come back. And return to center. So we're going off balance, so make sure that you're supported. Stretch the leg. My left hand slides back, my right hip slides forward, and go. Maybe you can even move this foot a little bit and lean to this side. And come back. And again, stretch the right leg, slide the left hand back, slide the right hip forward, move the left foot so you're supported, lift your right arm, and maybe lean away from the hip and give it a little bit of a stretch right between the hip and the ribs. And bring it back. And we'll do it one more time to this side. Stretch your right leg forward, slide your left hand back, get your hip forward, turn the left foot and lean. And now that you're in this position, flex the foot, point the foot. Flex the foot, point the foot. And feel how you're rocking on the edge of the left hip, forward and back, forward and back, forward and back. Do just as much as you can. And then come back to the center. Good, we have the left side. But first, just stay there in the center and feel how it feels with the side that you opened up and stretched and breathe into. Go ahead and stretch your left leg. Slide your right arm back, slide your left hip forward, and lift your left arm up. Maybe lean a little bit, and then come back. So the first time is nice and easy without too much stretching. In, lengthen the left leg, slide the right hand back as you're sliding the left hip forward, lift your left arm up, open between the hip and the arm or the ribs, and see if you can lean a little bit. Breathe into it and come back. So as you're sliding your arm, you can turn the right foot to make yourself more stable, but make sure that you are stable. And left leg forward, sliding the leg as you slide the arm, the hip comes forward, left arm comes up, and lean back. So the third time you're allowing your body to lift backwards a little bit more. We're going to breathe a little bit longer in this position. And come back to the center. And one more time, get the leg out. Rotate the leg, bring the other hand back, rotate the hip forward, bring the arm up, and now flex the foot and point the foot. Flex the foot and point the foot. Flex the foot and point the foot. And flex the foot. And good morning, little one. So Shubi doesn't hear anymore and he doesn't see anymore. He still have a good appetite and he smells, but he doesn't recognize anyone besides his immediate owners. So that makes just two people, and he needs to be with us all at all times, and it's just very, very limited. So we decided that after 15 years of wonderful years, we're going to say goodbye. We're going to move the knees forward and back, forward and back. Very hard decision, very hard to know when it's the right time. Definitely not for us, but for him. And there's a wonderful service when they come into the house, so he doesn't have to go through any stress of foreign place and foreign smells. So hopefully that will be useful. Interlace your fingers, inhale deep in. Lift your arms up, turn them over, and relax. Bring your hands into your legs again. And now, instead of just like stretching our palms and our fingers, we're going to do one arm with a shoulder, with a straight elbow. And we're going to do the other side. As this comes back, the other side comes forward. I'll do it in diagonal so you can see the rotation. My eyes are focused over my fingers and back and rotate. I'm leaning forward, I'm stretching my arms, but I'm also rotating from my hip. So one hip goes back. So as my right hip goes forward, my left hip goes back. So So my head is focused over the fingers that are going forward. And again. And again. So now that my left arm reaches forward, my right arm will go back. I'm going to turn my head and I'm going to lift it. And I'm going to turn my palm and I look at the palm up. And I'm going to stay here and I'm going to breathe and I'm going to come back. And I'm going to stretch my right arm forward and I'm going to rotate my spine. My eyes are focused on my fingers. And once I get to the max, I'm going to bring my left arm right in the back. My head is turning. I'm going to turn my palm and I'm going to try to create 180 degrees between my arms. And I'm going to come back. And again, my left arm stretches. I'm rotating. I'm getting to my max. I'm looking at those fingers. And now I'm turning my arm and my head at the same time. When the arm gets back, I'm going to rotate it, palm up. And I'm going to enjoy that twist with a stretch. And I'm going to come back and stretch the right. And look at the fingers as you keep on rotating. The hip is moving. And when you get to the max, the arm goes back, the head rotates, and the palms is looking upwards. Stay in that position. Breathe in this position. And coming back. Hands on the knees, roll back and roll forward. Roll back and roll forward. Roll back, and now when you roll forward, allow the spine to drop and your shoulder blades to cover your spine. Are you able to do it any better now? I definitely can. And rolling back, looking down towards your belly button. And rolling forward, allow the spine to sink. And back, and come back to the center. Bring your right arm all the way to the left. Attach a string to the wrist and bring your wrist up to your mouth to lick from the turn position and coming back to the center. Bring your left arm now as you rotate and bring your left wrist up to your mouth to be licked. Blop, blop, blop. And as you bring it up, I'm still thinking about you being the background of what we're doing. And rotating to the side, to the right, lifting the wrist, lift your ribs, separate the ribs from your hip, and coming back, and rotate to the side, and lift, 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 relaxed arm, but lift the ribs off your pelvis. And rotate to the left. And lift very relaxed, passively the arm, and rotate back to the center, and rotate to the right, and up, 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 to the center. Bring your arms to the side, palms up, palms down. Curve your back and hug, and open, and look up towards the ceiling, and curve and hug, and out. Bring your arms up above and bring them to the center of your chest. And breathe. Okay, and just because I know so many of you love Schubie and attached to Schubie, that's a good dog. Thank you.